This is going to be section 713. We're going to be adding and subtracting rational expressions. So we're going to add rational expressions and subtract rational expressions. Now remember, when we add or subtract, the goal is to have the denominator to be the same. So in this case, 9 are the same, so you can actually perform the operation. The denominator stays the same, and then you just combine the tops. So in this case, it would be 6 over 9. And then if you were able to reduce, you can break it further. 3 times 2, 3 times 3. So you get 2 over 3. Now you can do the same thing with the variable, right? The denominator is the same, so I can combine it together. I just can't reduce anything now. Now when they are not the same, what we need to do is we need to find the common denominator. And the common denominator is something that has all the same factors. So if I were to break this apart, 20 is 5 times 2 times 2. 10 is 5 times 2. If you notice that there's a 2 that's missing from this side. So I would need to multiply by 2 over 2, because if I did that, then they have the same factors in the denominator. So then I can multiply those straight across. 2 plus 2 all over 20. That gives me 4 over 20. And then that reduces into 1 over 5. So let's apply that here. We first checked to see if the denominators are the same. They are the same, so therefore I can combine the tops together. Now, do they reduce? Well, the only way for us to find out is by factoring it. So a times c, negative 42. Factors of negative 42 that add to positive 1, so that's 7 and negative 6. So this will break into 2x squared plus 7x minus 6x minus 21. Factor by grouping. So there's an x in common, so 2x plus 7. There's a minus 3 in common, so that gives me 2x plus 7. So then I get 2x plus 7 times x minus 3. So I have this 2x plus 7 on the top, and then this factored into that, so I get 2x plus 7 times x minus 3 on the bottom. They cancel out, and so then my answer is 1 over x minus 3. Now the question is, how do I know that I need to be able to reduce it? You just kind of have to check, unfortunately. I factored it, there happened to be a same factor, so they reduced. So let's take a look at this one. Now this one says minus, right? The denominators are the same, so I'm going to get 5x minus 15 over x squared minus 2x minus 3. Okay, so now do they reduce? Okay, so if I factor the top, I get that. There's a 5 in common on the bottom. I get a times c is negative 3, add to negative 2, so that's going to be x minus 3 and x plus 1. The x minus 3's cancel out, so you're going to get 5 over x plus 1. The only way I knew is because I factored it. Now, in this example, we don't have the same denominator. Notice that they both have an x or 3x plus 1. This side has an x minus 5, but this side doesn't. So the common denominator just means that the factors are the same. So I need to multiply by x minus 5 over x minus 5. We have to make the denominators the same. Now you can distribute this, and I can combine them together. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 5 is minus 5x plus 2x squared minus 2 all over x minus 5, 3x plus 1. All right, so once the denominators are the same, you can combine them together. So now I need to combine like terms. So on top, 2x squared and x squared gives me 3x squared, and then minus 5x minus 2. So the question is, does it reduce? Well, I want to check. So let's factor this. or C if it factors. Maybe it doesn't. A times C, factors of negative 6 that add to negative 5. That's going to be minus 6 and positive 1. So let's see if this works. So factor by grouping, I can factor out 3x, so I'm left with x and minus 2. And then it's just a 1, so x minus 2. So I get 3x plus 1 and x minus 2. So it does. So that's what that factors into. And so then those cancel out. And so then you're left with x minus 2 over x minus 5. For this one, we need to compare the denominators. They both have an x plus 3. This one has an x minus 3. This one doesn't. So I need to multiply the top and bottom to make them the same. And so then I get 9 minus 3x, and then plus, I can distribute this. So 2x squared minus 6x. And then on the bottom, I have the x plus 3 and the x minus 3. Now combining things together, the 2x squared, and then minus 9x plus 9 over x plus 3 and x minus 3. So again, does it factor? I don't know. There's only one way to find out. So we can factor a times c, 18. Factors of 18 that add to negative 9. That's negative 6 and negative 3. So let's see. Minus 6x minus 3x plus 9. Factor by grouping. I can take out a 2x. So then I'm left with x minus 3. I can take out a negative 3. So I'm left with x minus 3. Okay, and then, so then these reduce. And you're left with 2x minus 3 over x plus 1. So, concluding today's lesson, we added and subtracted rational expressions. I just need you to remember that if you add or subtract rational expressions, you need to make sure that the denominators are the same. This does conclude our lesson. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments.